All right, what up, guys? I woke up to some wild ass dreams with some familiar faces, and it just is all falling together. And my team is on 210, so this is gonna come out super fire and super passion, and that's fine. But just if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, just walk on past it, because this is only a small part of what people are going through right now, and this is only a small part of the collective who's in the middle of their fucking rise, who's in the middle of their elevation right now. I just keep hearing that song, and I'm gonna date myself here. I just keep hearing that song, and it's like, disrespect your surroundings, like, right? But Spirit keeps saying that's how you've been your whole life. You have been disrespecting yourself. You've been disrespecting your surroundings. You've been putting everything all messed up. You've been doing 10 things wrong. You've been playing the victim in your own story. You've been loving your story. You've been over here hating on people, hating on yourself, choosing wrong, choosing this, putting yourself last your entire motherfucking life. And they're talking about, this is why that song keeps coming up, disrespect your surroundings, and it's all about rebellion, but to rebellion to where it's almost like you went so hard against everything that you went against yourself. You stopped realizing what was you and what wasn't you. You stopped realizing where that delineation was, where that line was. And they're just talking about how it's like you had to be separated. And they're talking about, like, this pulled me so much back to that dream. Like, they're just talking about the flood of clarity. And they are saying the flood waters of clarity, because when it hit, it rocked everything. It rocked the boats on the dock. It rocked the whole dock. The boardwalk was up. Like, everything was dismantled, and only certain things still held strong. Even though they were unrooted from their current situations, they were still held strong. And they're just talking about how they needed to separate you in order for you to see it, because that was the only way, that was the only motherfucking way that you were going to see it and not question it. You were going to have that faith, that fire, that passion that gurgled up in the belly, and you didn't know what the fuck to do with it. They had to separate you. And they're talking about how they put you in a rage room, and they gave you a bat, and they just let you loose for you to smash up everything. And they'd be like, fuck this, fuck your surroundings. And they're just like completely demolishing everything for you to stop and look around and go, who did this? And it sinks in then. You're in a room by yourself, smashing shit. Who did this? You did it. And you did it to you. You did it to you. But you had to hit rock bottom, though. They're talking about how you had to hit rock bottom. And your rock bottom was different from everybody else's, because it had to be. It couldn't be like one of those whoops scenarios, because that's not the way you work. And they're just talking about how you're bigger than that. You're better than that. And there was a point in time where you had grace, you had humility, you had the love and the passion that nobody else had, and a lot of people wanted it from you. They wish they were you. There was a lot of this ego-driven thing where maybe people made you feel good or didn't make you feel good. It was like this wild roller coaster ride that has been your life since your spiritual journey took off. And they're just talking about how right now, this is your climb up, because you're on the ladder and you're climbing up through clarity. And you're rising with the flood waters. That's the way that I want to say it. You're not drowned. You're not being ripped and pulled out by a tidal wave. You're being lifted by clarity. Because now that you see it, you can't unsee it. Now that you know who you are in your soul, you cannot turn away from it. Rock bottom looks different for everybody. And this is one of those rock bottoms that you didn't miss. I'm going to be honest, my team's getting kind of emotional, and they're apologizing. They just keep saying, I'm sorry it had to be this way, I'm sorry, but this was the only way you would see it. This was the only way that you would see it. This was the only way that you would feel it. This is the only way that you wouldn't question it, because there's a part of knowing inside of you that you had to take it down. You had to be the one to be all alone with the bat swinging, to realize that it's been you the whole time. To realize that you've been disrespecting you, to realize that you've been setting the tone for you. You've been creating the reality, the lens that you look at. It's your perspective, because it's your knowing, it's your self-love, it's your love of others, it's your grace, it's your gratitude. There's so much that is being illuminated, not only just for you, but for others, and how you fit in puzzle pieces and things are coming together and a part of your foundations is missing. Yes. It's because you're being moved. Your foundations, you are being moved to be placed in, they're saying truer, they're saying the word truer, in truer foundations. You're stepping out of the era of disrespecting yourself and your surroundings. And you realize that the reason that you disrespected yourself and your surroundings was because they weren't you. Because you lost yourself a long time ago playing the games of others. And they're actually saying playing the games of men. And they're reminding you of your divinity. They're reminding you of your soul and your soul in a vessel and your connection to everything is what gets you through. And they're just talking about how you're one deep, motherfucker. You are. And now this is that point where you get to unleash that part again. This is that point where you get to tap into that part again. This is that point where you lead with your heart and you lead with your soul and you don't care what others think, what others say, what others do. And there's just this piece of you that's been set free. Welcome to your Phoenix, because they're back. That's the way that I want to say this. Welcome to your Phoenix, because they are back. Because this point in time is when you're taking your emotions and you're taking your soul and you're wrapping it up in one big ball and you are letting it loose like a fireball, is the way that they keep showing it to me. And this is exactly what you needed, because it's the flame of destruction of what's not supposed to be there, but it's also the flame of creation. Set yourself on fire to be reborn. That's metaphorical, but you get what I'm saying. 7 on the clock.